The crackling of the campfire was my only companion in the vast wilderness. I had embarked on a solo camping trip, seeking solace in the embrace of nature. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an ethereal glow on the towering trees that surrounded my makeshift campsite. Little did I know, the solitude I sought would soon become a sinister dance with the unknown. As I sat by the fire, the silence of the woods enveloped me. The wind whispered through the leaves, and the night seemed alive with unseen creatures. My tent stood like a solitary sentinel against the dark expanse of the forest, a flimsy barrier between me and the mysteries that lurked in the shadows. As the fire dimmed, a chill settled over the clearing, and a gnawing unease crept into my bones. I dismissed it as my imagination, the product of an overactive mind fueled by the isolation. Yet, an unshakable feeling of being watched lingered, as if unseen eyes were fixed upon me from the depths of the surrounding darkness. I decided to explore the woods during the day, hoping to dispel the unease that clung to the night air. The forest, though beautiful, had an eerie quality in the daylight. Trees stood like ancient sentinels, their branches forming a twisted canopy that blocked out the sun in patches. It felt like I was trespassing in a realm untouched by time. As I ventured deeper, the woods seemed to swallow me whole. The symphony of rustling leaves and distant bird calls became an unsettling cacophony. My footsteps echoed through the silent corridors of towering trees, and the air grew thick with a palpable tension. Hours passed, and a disconcerting realization dawned upon me. The landscape appeared different, as if the very fabric of the forest had shifted. Panic set in as I realized I was lost, disoriented in a maze of ancient trees that seemed to mock my attempts to find a way back. The sun cast long, ominous shadows that danced at the edges of my vision. I retraced my steps, the once familiar landmarks now elusive phantoms. The forest played tricks on my senses, distorting the landscape into a disorienting labyrinth. The sense of being watched intensified, and an invisible presence seemed to guide my every move. As the daylight waned, a desperate urgency took hold of me. I quickened my pace, each step echoing in the oppressive silence. The distant sounds of the forest morphed into indistinct whispers, an eerie chorus that seemed to converge upon me. Their shadows clung to the trees like malevolent spirits, their forms shifting in the dying light. With the sinking sun, a bone-chilling cold settled over the woods. The trees loomed like silent spectators to an unfolding nightmare. A feeble cry for help escaped my lips, carried away by the indifferent wind. The realization that I was truly alone in this vast, malevolent expanse sank in, and a cold sweat broke out on my brow. Night descended with a suffocating embrace, and the forest transformed into a realm of unfathomable darkness. Fear gripped me as I stumbled through the black void, my flashlight casting feeble beams that barely pierced the inky blackness. The sinister whispers intensified, forming words that sent shivers down my spine. In the heart of the darkness, I stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated structure, a decaying cabin swallowed by the encroaching wilderness. The air around it hung heavy with an oppressive energy, as if the cabin itself was a vessel for the tormented spirits of the woods. Reluctantly, I stepped inside. The creaking door closed behind me with a resounding thud, sealing my fate within the claustrophobic confines of the cabin. The air smelled of rotten decay, and the feeble light of my flashlight revealed a room frozen in tar-covered furniture stood like forgotten relics, frozen in the throes of decay. As I explored the cabin, the oppressive silence was shattered by distant footsteps. Panic seized me as I realized I was not alone. Shadows danced on the decaying walls, and the air crackled with an unseen energy. Whispers echoed through the cabin, words indistinct yet laden with a malevolence that sent shudders through my soul. The walls seemed to close in on me, the creaking of the floorboards echoing like the tortured moans of unseen spirits. I stumbled through the dark corridors, each step an agonizing journey into the heart of the unknown. The cabin became a labyrinth of nightmares, twisting and turning in on itself. In the depths of the cabin, I found a room obscured by a tattered curtain. A flickering candle cast dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper, revealing symbols etched into the decaying wood. The air in the room was thick with an otherworldly presence, and the temperature dropped to an icy chill. The symbols seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, as if they held the key to the mysteries of the forest. A distant howl echoed through the night, sending a chill down my spine. The whispers in the air converged into a haunting chant, and the room seemed to come alive with an unseen force. Suddenly, the candle extinguished, plunging me into total darkness. The room echoed with a guttural growl, and an icy wind swept through the cabin. I felt a presence in the shadows, something unseen but undeniably malevolent. Panic set in as I fumbled for my flashlight, the feeble beam revealing twisted figures converging upon me. The walls seemed to close in, the symbols on them throbbing with an unnatural energy. Desperation gripped me as I fought against an unseen force that sought to consume me. The cabin became a surreal nightmare, a realm where the boundaries between the living and the otherworldly blurred into a horrifying tapestry of fear. In a final desperate attempt to escape, I burst through the door into the night. The forest greeted me with an oppressive silence, the moon casting a cold light upon the decaying cabin. The whispers subsided, and the shadows retreated into the depths of the woods. I stumbled through the night, guided only by the dim glow of the moon. The forest seemed to release its grip on me, and as the first light of dawn painted the sky, I emerged from the trees, battered and shaken. The campsite stood before me, a silent witness to the horrors I had endured. As the first rays of sunlight filtered through the leaves, I collapsed in exhaustion, my mind still haunted by the chilling whispers of the night. The forest, though now bathed in the warmth of the morning sun, seemed to hold its secrets close, a realm where the line between reality and nightmare blurred into an indistinguishable haze. I packed my belongings, leaving the haunting woods behind, forever haunted by the echoes of a camping trip gone horribly wrong.